Okay, Coach. The match for your team started off pretty well tonight, winning the first set, but Northern State seemed to get into their offensive groove and really took the last three sets. But what were your overall thoughts on the match?
Well, I thought the first two games, even though we lost game two, I thought the first two games we played pretty well. Sometimes even when you're playing well, there'll be a little separation. And really, game two, we had chances. We let them get off to a good start at the beginning of the game. But we chipped away and battled back, and we had several opportunities to tie the game. I think we could have tied it at 15, 16, 17, even 18. I think we had a stretch of 4 points there where we could have tied it up. And unfortunately, just we spent so much energy chipping away at the lead and coming back, we couldn't quite get over the hump. So I wasn't disappointed with the first two games. I thought we played really, really well. Unfortunately, in game three, we started getting a little tentative. Our serve receive started getting a little tentative. These passes weren't quite what we needed to be in system. And Northern stepped up. They've had a tough go lately. They've had a couple injuries. 3 of their last 4 matches have been 5-game marathons. They came in maybe a little bit tired off of last night's 5-game win at Crookston, but they responded. So you got to give credit where credit's due.
Jessica Yost had one of her best matches.
Phenomenal.
She had not only 400, but she also contributed defensively with 13 digs. Talk about her tonight.
She was very aggressive in all phases of the game, and we haven't seen Jess like that in a while. And when she's aggressive and stepping into balls on serve receive and really moving on defense, for somebody who's 6'2", she really does have some pretty good ball control skills and some pretty good defensive skills. And when she's aggressive moving her feet, that's the kind of match that she can have. Offensively, she did a great job of not trying to blow up the block every time. She hit the ball high over block, deep into the court. Got a lot of kills that way. When she had a seam between blockers, she took advantage of that and hit it into the seam. She had a great match.
Overall, a pretty good weekend for your team, winning 4 of the 7 sets you played. What's the key to sustaining that into the season?
Just like it's been all year. We've got to keep the energy up and the excitement, the enthusiasm, all those E words I mentioned in last night's interview, and keep our heads in it mentally. We can play with anybody in this league, quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned. We can play anybody straight up. We just got to kind of stay out of our own way, stay aggressive, and go hard.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, Jess, your team battle against Northern State tonight. You specifically had a good match. What was working for you out there tonight?
I think I'm finally starting to hit as hard as I used to and seeing the block better. And I've been waiting for a good match like this for all season, so I'm glad it's finally here.
Your team overall had a pretty good weekend. You won 4 of the 7 sets you played in. What's the key to sustaining that success next weekend?
Just keeping consistency is big for us. In the first 2 sets against Northern, we played pretty well, and then just kind of fell off the mountain. So I think just consistency is really key for us.
Hey, thanks, Jess.